How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Morning Glory. I really hope that you take this time to pray, to read, to meditate, to do whatever you can to get close to God. Please join me every morning as we go through the chronological order of the Bible. Today we're at day 8. We're going to talk through Job 17 through 20. I actually have my physical Bible and the Blue Letter Bible, what we have been doing. So let's get into this. Have a great morning, everyone. Let's start with Job 17. The title of this is Job continues, where then is my hope? So Job 17:1, my spirit is broken, my days are extinct, the graveyard is ready for me. Surely there are markers about me, and my eye dwells on their provocation. Lay down a pledge for me with you. Who is there who will put up security for me? Since you have closed their hearts to understanding, therefore you will not let them triumph. He who informs gets against his friends to get a share of the property, the eyes of his children will fail. He has made me a byword of the peoples. I am one before whom men spit. My eye has grown dim from vexation, and all my members are like a shadow. The upright are appalled at this, and the innocent stirs himself against the godless. Yet the righteous holds to his way, and he who has clean hands grows stronger and stronger. But you come on again, all of you, and I shall not find a wise man among you. My days are past, my plans are broken off, my desires in my heart. They make night into day, the light they say is near to the darkness. If I hope for Sheol as my house, if I make my bed in darkness, if I say to the pit, you are my father, and to the worm, my mother or my sister, where then is my help? Who will see my hope? We'll go down to the bars of Sheol, shall we descend together into the depths? Um, Not sure why my alarm went off there. So this is an interesting passage. Job basically just goes on and on and on again about where's this hope. Hopefully, eventually, it's going to go to Jesus. I didn't really see, or to God, but I mean, Jesus is God, in my personal opinion. In the Orthodox view of Christianity, Jesus is God. So I didn't see anything that stuck out to me, any words that really stuck out to me where I'm like, I want to click on that, I want to do more research on. But I do think uh, Job is a credible book of poetry. It definitely stirs pondering and wonder what Job says. His Job's friends are basically like, "Hey, Job, you did something wrong, right?" And then Job's just like, "No, I didn't. But also hear my ponder of why this has actually happened to me." And it makes you really think. And if Job went through these things and struggled and go through life and had all these questions for God, not saying we should curse God and die like his wife is telling him to do, but I do think it's okay to be human sometimes and to ask God questions like, why is this happening to me? So let's go to Job 18. I believe where is the next? Is it this? All right, Job 18. The title of Job 18 is Bildad speaks. God punishes the wicked. Let's start with verse 1. Then Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, How long will you hunt for words? Consider, and then we will speak. Why are we counted as cattle? Why are we stupid in your sight? You who tear yourself in your anger, shall the earth be forsaken for you, or the rock be removed out of its place? Indeed, the light of the wicked is put out, and the flame of his fire does not shine. The light is dark in his tent, and his lamp above him is put out. His strong steps are shortened, and his own schemes throw him down, where he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walks on its mesh. A trap seizes him by the heel, a snare lays hold of him, a rope is hidden for him in the ground, a trap for him in the path. Terrors frighten him on every side and chase him at his heels. His strength is famished, and calamity is ready for his stumbling. It consumes the parts of his skin. The firstborn of death consumes his limbs. He is torn from the tent in which he trusted, and is brought to the king of terrors. In his tent dwells that which is none of his. Sulphur is scattered over his habitation. His roots dry up beneath, and his branches wither above. His memory perishes from the earth, and he has no name in the street. He is thrust from light into darkness and driven out of the world. He has no posterity or progeny among his people, and no survivor where he used to live. They of the west are appalled at his day, and horror seizes them of the east. Surely such are the dwellings of the righteous, such is the place of him who knows not God. Oops. So that's Job 18. Not sure why I almost ended the video there. That's funny. But basically, another accusation of Bildad, basically saying God punishes the wicked. Job, do you know that, Job? Because we think you're wicked. That's why God's punishing you, Job. It's so ridiculous. Like, having really I really think Job had these guys were really good friends at first, like just singing the ashes, not saying anything with Job, and next, and then they just go on and on and on about God punishes the wicked, Job, don't you know? So it's just another thing that's amazing poetry. Really, really love the poetry in this. Let's just keep going. So Job 19, title of Job 19 is Job replies, "My Redeemer lives." Then Job answered and said, How long will you torment me and break me in pieces with words? These 10 times you have cast a reproach upon me. Are you not ashamed to wrong me? And even if it be true that I have erred, my error remains with myself. If indeed you magnify yourselves against me and make my disgrace an argument against me, know then that God has put me in the wrong and closed his net about me. Behold, I cry out violence, but I am not answered. I call for help, but there is no justice. He has walled up my way so that I cannot pass, and he has set darkness upon my paths. He has stripped from me my glory and taken the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone, and my hope has he pulled up like a tree. He has kindled his wrath against me, and counts me as his adversary. His troops come on together, they have cast up their siege ramp against me and camped around my tent. He has put my brothers far from me, and those who knew me are wholly estranged from me. My relatives have failed me. My close friends have forgotten me. The guests in my house and my maidservants count me as a stranger. I have become a foreigner in their eyes. I call to my servant, but he gives me no answer. I must plead with him with my mouth for mercy. My breath is strange to my wife, and I am stench to the children of my own mother. Even young children despise me. When I rise, they talk against me. All my intimate friends abhor me, and those whom I love have turned against me. My bones stick to my skin and to my flesh, and I escape by the skin of my teeth. Have mercy on me, O you, my friends, for the hand of God has touched me. Why do you, like God, pursue me? Why are you not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were written. Oh, that they were inscribed in a book. Oh, that with an iron pen and lead they were engraved in the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the last he will stand upon the earth. And after my skin has been thus destroyed, yet in my flesh I shall see God. Whom I shall see from myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another. My heart faints within him. If you say, How we will pursue him, and the root of the matter is found in him, be afraid of the sword, for wrath brings the punishment of the sword, that you may know there is judgment. Oh my God, I really love the passages where Job speaks, because I feel like his friends speak in somewhat truth. God does punish the wicked, but at the same time, out of ignorance, because they think Job did something when he didn't do anything. Like we've kind of known over and over again. I love how Job says that you've accused me 10 times. I don't actually remember what verse that was. These 10 times you've cast a reproach upon me in verse 3. And then I love I love all of it. I'm not saying any verses are better than the rest. I think they're all good. It's all related. Like, I really love verse 22. It's like, why do you, like God, pursue me, friends? Like, you're bad friends. why are you not satisfied with my flesh? Like, isn't my decaying skin and all this plague and adversity and everything I've lost is enough? Like, why do you have to torment me by saying that I'm wicked when I'm not? It's like, oh, it's funny. Oh, that my words are in the book. Oh, that they were inscribed in the book. Well, Job, you got your wish. You got your words are in a book, hopefully for all time. Which I mean, the Bible, it's not going anywhere. Um, History and the preservation of it is just absolutely amazing, historical miracle of in itself. I for I love verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the last he will stand upon the earth. And after my skin has been thus destroyed, yet in my flesh I shall see God. Um, you know, like I love that faith that Job has. Like, yet I lost everything, yet after my skin has been thus destroyed, yet in my flesh I shall see God. Um, and I know that my Redeemer lives. Like, he's on this earth. Where and at the last he will stand upon the earth. It's just so. I really love these. Like, this is another couple verses that I just absolutely love the book of Job. Um, but I believe that's it. I kind of what is the word for redeemer?
Strong's H 1350. Gaal. Gaal.
I thought redeemer would be more pretty. Gaal, like Gaal. Basically just means to redeem, act as kinsman, redeemer, revenge, ransom, do the part of a kinsman. What's a kinsman redeemer? And Boaz, Naomi, and her daughter-in-law Ruth found a kinsman redeemer, one whose responsibility was to act on behalf of a relative who was in trouble, danger, or need. Interesting. So that's cool. Or to redeem by payment, to redeem with God, subject individuals from death. Wow, to redeem individuals from death. Wow, to redeem oneself, to be redeemed. That is really cool. Not a pretty sounding word, Gaal, but it's still very interesting to know about. Let's go to the final chapter of today. It's Job 20. Title of Job 20, Zophar speaks, the wicked will suffer. So let's start with verse 1. Verse 1 says, Then Zophar the Naamathite answered and said, Therefore my thoughts answer me because of my hate within me. I hear censure that insults me, and out of my understanding spirit answers me. Do you not know this is from of old, since man was placed on earth, that the exulting of the wicked is short, and the joy of the godless but for a moment? Though his height mount up to the heavens, and his head reach to the clouds, he will perish forever like his own dung. Those who have seen him will say, Where is he? He will fly away like a dream and not be found. He will be chased away like a vision of the night. That eye that saw him will see him no more, nor will his place any more behold him. His children will seek the favor of the poor, and his hands will give back his wealth. His bones are full of his youthful vigor, but it will lie down with him in the dust. Though evil is sweet in his mouth, though he hides it under his tongue, though he is loath to let it go and holds it in his mouth, yet his food is torn in his stomach. It is the venom of cobras within him. He swallows down riches and vomits them up again, and God casts them out of his belly. I gotta sneeze, hang on. I think it's pissed. Oh my gosh. I inherited my dad's sneezes. Which you should hear my dad sneeze. So he swallows down riches and vomits them up again. God casts him out of his belly. He will suck the poison of cobras to the tongue. I lost my place. Where was I? Let's just start at 16. He will suck the poison of cobras. The tongue of a viper will kill him. He will not look upon the rivers, the streams flowing with honey and curds. He will give back the fruit of his toil and will not swallow it down. From the profit of his trading, he will get no enjoyment. For he has crushed and abandoned the poor. He has seized the house that he did not build. Because he knew no contentment in his belly, he will not let anything in which he delights escape him. There was nothing left after he had eaten, therefore his prosperity would not endure. In the fullness of his sufficiency. He will be in distress. The hand of everyone in misery will come against him. To fill his belly to the full, God will send his burning anger against him and rain it upon him into his body. He'll flee from an iron weapon, a bronze arrow will strike him through. It is drawn forth and comes out of his body. The glittering point comes out of his gallbladder. Terrors come upon him. Utter darkness is laid out for his treasures. A fire not fanned will devour him. What is left in his tent will be consumed. The heavens will reveal his iniquity, and the earth will rise up against him. The possessions of his house will be carried away, dragged off in the day of God's wrath. This is the wicked man's portion from God, the heritage decreed for him by God. I mean, the wicked will suffer, Zophar. Again, this is true, but at the same time, why is assumption like it's implied that Job is the wicked one? That he's basically telling, talking to Job. I mean, Job replies, and then Zophar just speaks. Oh, Job, this wicked will suffer. So all this is really good, true, but at the same time, out of ignorance, because Zophar is basically implying that Job is the sinner. And it's also like when you read this, sometimes you are the one that I don't know, when you read biblical stories about wicked people, you kind of have that inheritance in you, right? Like or not inheritance, but you feel that way. And I think sometimes it's just easy to just think and to know that like, I'm reading this and it sounds like me. I feel like a bad person. So I encourage you to just know that, like Job said, and I believe in chapter 19, that your Redeemer lives. Jesus, the Redeemer of sin, Jesus, the Savior of the world, has died and perished. If you believe in Him, you will rise on the day of judgment and be in heaven with Him and be redeemed from your sins. If you don't know any of that terminology, stay with me. We'll go through the Bible together and discuss it all. But right now, we got a long way to go. But Jesus is seen throughout the Old Testament. I really hope I can point that out for you guys. So have a good glory morning. Say your prayers. Have a good day at work.